All right, guys. Guys, I'm so appreciative for you guys to join us here for content onboarding day with our venue. So typically, anytime we start working out with a new venue or about to host an event, I like to have a whole day where we create a whole bunch of content so that way we can distribute it, so that way we can make the event maximally successful. Because ultimately, a lot of these places, they end up spending money on the actual content of the day, but at that point, it's too late to make any money and bring additional awareness. So I'm trying to change that by spending a lot of that time and money on the front end of things to make sure we make more money to cover the cost, so it makes sense. But with you guys being bartenders, also content creators, which I love that about you guys. In fact, she was posting a video today of like her posting a video from a year ago. I'm like, yo, you're really one of the OG content creators, and I think that's because you came from California. Because like there's people who like post to come see me stuff, and there's people who are posting entertaining stuff in a bar to remind you they're a bartender. Especially you was at the anime bar too, so you're like already in costume.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think you were more in the fitness space, and so you were able to create content around that. But you already saw the benefits of like creating content, getting general attention, and I'm pretty sure it helped your bartending a little bit.
For sure. Oh, for sure. People I don't know come see me all the time. Like, who
I saw you on TikTok.
You remember that one time you said this one thing, and then
I remember you from back when you were bodybuilding, and I'm like,
dang, you've been rocking with me. That's tough.
yeah. I'm like, nice to meet you.
And so a lot of times, like a lot of people have gotten lucky with content creation, getting viral, whether it be hot, catching on a viral trend at the right time, and then not being able to turn that into actual monetization opportunities, or might not even have a business set up on the other side of it. So they're creating content purposely. But that's the beautiful thing about OTM Network is we already got these event business models put in place, especially with you guys being collaborators. It's an easy way to make money. It's almost like if you were selling a digital course, you create content and they go buy the course, except now it could be an event ticket, or now it might be a sponsor. It might be a sponsor that might want to work with you specifically. Because I mean, that's where this is going to head eventually. Like, yo, if you're going to be up there bartending, I know you're going to get this attention, wear this shirt, put this on your shaker, all these different things. So understanding how to start creating marketing, you know what I'm saying, collateral around that stuff, including graphic design. If you guys want to start learning how to use Canva, I suggest it. And really, I ended up creating all that content in the season 2, so that way you guys can start having content for your own disposal. Because I realized that in season 1, when I was trying to market, I'm like, wow, these bartenders have nothing. I'm over here trying to like screen grab stuff. I'm like taking a video, screenshotting that, making that a picture. I'm like, bro, this is ghetto. And so now I'm like, you know what? If they're paying for it, I'm about to have them go here. We're gonna get photo shoots. We'll have videos. I'm gonna have introduction interviews. And so I got Zay. He already uploaded all your long form interviews onto YouTube. So now you guys can start having that link somewhere. It's like, yo, you wanna know who I am? Now you can go and see that link right there. And like even when it comes to some of these matches now I could link to that interview, and now the interview could possibly have a link to your business or whatever offering you might have. Or you might even want to create a whole event or a whole website of all the things that you can sell, whether it be supplements, whether it be clothing, all these different things. So now they can go there, maybe end up getting the tickets from an event you might be representing for OTM, or maybe one of the other, you know what I'm saying, business models. But let's go into the content mechanism. And you guys already kind of understand a lot of it, but really it boils down to these 3 things right here. The content needs to be either entertaining, educational, empowering. Empowering meaning it inspires them to act. And I try to encompass all of those in all of my pieces of content. This is proprietary information. I guess I don't care about it. But like the educational, this stuff right here, it'll never go viral, but it does create the strongest relationship with the people who are following you. And I realized when I ended up posting a video maybe a year ago about, matter of fact, messy bartenders. I'm like, bartenders, you guys need to clean up after yourselves. And that was me ranting, thinking I'm teaching younger bartenders, like maybe I should clean up. Like, no, I really started finding other bartenders who felt like I felt. And so that's when I realized, and so I ended up just getting a whole bunch of veteran bartenders who's like, yeah, fuck that. And then now they're sharing it to their group chat. So now one person sees it, shares it to a group of 20 people and things like that. So that's how educational can really start helping be spread, increases the shares and the saves, which helps you algorithmically. Obviously entertaining. Sometimes it might not actually have a call to action per se, but at the same time it gives you the widest reach. Like, yo, make a video that's 40,000, 10,000 come to your page, 300 follow, 10 of them show up at your event. That type of stuff happens. And of course, empowering. You know, that's when you start having conversations like this. I'm bartender turned bar owner. This is how I did it. These are the actions that I took to do it. Now somebody's like, you know what? I need to do exactly what he did. Now, when it comes to building a movement, now movement, that's when we started getting into the next tier of like, okay, this is how to create influence. And in fact, I had a guy named Matty J, if you're watching this, crediting you, but he ended up really taking me under my wing when I was in Miami. And I saw him just do a bunch of things, but he was always big about documenting the process. He was a guy that wore a flashy chain, wore all these different types of things. He's like, that's how I draw attention in person. People approach me, then after that, they ask me what I do. Then I tell them what I do, and then after that, I send them this. And like, he was really breaking down business mechanics at a basic level for a lot of people. Atlanta entrepreneurship really were the first guys to really start mainstreaming entrepreneurship education online, especially for black people. But he said he broke it down into these 3 C's right here is what he said. Culture. Like, you know, do people talk the same language? Do people, you know, go to the same places? They wear the same clothes? Like, you know, Gen Z is a culture, or millennial and things like that is a culture, or service industry. Content. And content is not necessarily social media content, but like the Bible is a piece of content. Like, or you go to school, biology, textbook is a content. So all these different mechanisms of movement has a piece of content that really puts all the nomenclature or the words they use down on a piece of paper. And SpeedRailz is really good for that because now we actually have content, which is the SpeedRailz guidelines. Or now we have different rule sets. Like I'm going to come up with a word for a cocktail and a round of shots that's going to be called a set. So now when we do a relay, it'll be like 3 by 1. So it'll be 3 bartenders with 1 set each. And now it'll be 3 by 2, 3 bartenders in 2 sets, or a 3 by 3. So just like in a track meet, we have 3 by 100, a 4 by 100, 4 by 2, same thing. But as we're starting to build that nomenclature, now you're adding into the content, which adds to the movement. Of course, congregation, people need to come together. If they don't come together, then how can you move? And lastly, which is what I realized, competition. People need gladiator games. People come together, it's bigger than race, and it's almost just as big as love. People like to go to battle. So if you are able to create content with these in mind, it's for sure gonna work. 100% is purposeful. Now when it comes to trying to come up with the ideas, that's when market research comes into play. There's been a lot of already proven concepts. So as you've seen, we have already replicated certain viral trends successfully, especially when you're applying it to your own specific movement. It's almost a brand new piece of content using the same science that somebody else used. And on top of that, we get a chance to start getting creative with it. But that brings me to the next point, UGC, user-generated content. You guys, everybody knows what that means here, but people don't know. It's really start providing that third perspective of things that you necessarily didn't build or didn't organize, and then being able to create monetization opportunities for that. And so I think is the next tier for SpeedRailz. Like, especially if you guys aren't going to be a part of a competition, like say you're in week 4, but then there's weeks 1 through 3 that you're a part of. Now you can create UGC upon those weeks, like, yo, I'm going, this is what it looks like. You should come check it out. These are the best bartenders involved. And so that's how bartenders can not only make money on the week they are getting their own friends and family to pull up, but now you can start inspiring other people to pull up on other weeks, which then can present financial incentives for everybody. Because as you know, in entrepreneurship, you can't get rich off your friends and family. Eventually you got to start empowering strangers to buy stuff. And so how do we start doing that? By creating a movement. And how do we create the movement? By creating this content that really highlights this movement. So there is a few things that I have done in my content on top of the research that have been really well as far as the filming, that I started writing down these different things. Of course, we have the one cut shot. We did that one time at the bar where it's just like one camera angle the whole time. Yeah. And we're able to tell a whole story. Like that right there, it doesn't make up anybody's attention, but at the same time, the camera is active the whole time, introducing different personalities. The 2-person acting film. So say it's just you and another person. It's like, okay, we're gonna film all your pieces right now, then you're gonna hold the camera and film all my pieces right there, and then we're gonna split them all together. That works well. Another one that I've been seeing is one person play 2 people. You know, one person, like, you put on my glasses time, or I film another time. And so a lot of times we see this stuff, but we haven't just been documenting it down. And so now when you start documenting it down, now you can start building out a content strategy, make sure it's all purposeful. It could all be one storyline, if it could be. Office style cutaways has been really good. I know you're a big fan of that because it gives you a chance to explain the perspective of the person that's in the content without you actually having to go and create a whole visual explanation of it. Office cutaways are efficient, especially if you're on a time crunch trying to stay underneath that 60-minute timeline. TV show mimicry, it's always good. Like I said, once again, The Office, Sunny in Philadelphia, or it could be The Family Guy, or it could be Friends. And now you're already tapping into a movement that already exists. So now you can start taking people from another movement and bring them over to this movement and bring them into your world. So very strong strategy. Yeah, exactly. Because now that's something that they can digest. That's something they can understand. The camera swivel to who's talking. So now that a lot of times it takes a third person to hold the camera. So now it's a 3-person event. So now it's you guys. I've already noticed that if you start a camera angle, portrait mode, or 2 people like that, horrible engagement. But if she's talking, swing it over here. She's talking, swing it like that. Much higher engagement. It's almost like a tennis match. So, exactly. People want to see it from their point of view. It's like if I'm looking at you and that person starts talking, I'm gonna look over here. I'm not seeing it from right here. Yeah. Exactly. So third person perspective, I guess is a better word to say it. Third person perspective. The breaking the fourth wall. So that's something that we had a chance to do over there at Breakfast Bar that did really well. Where we're in the middle of the skit and you just look at the camera. What do you guys think I should do?
Yeah, right.
And honestly, I did it again. It works. So that's one of those type of things. We got to keep doing it. Yeah, Space Cowboy with the thing. It's like now that just opens up the content, the comments for engagement.
Yeah.
And because people want closure. And sometimes breaking that fourth wall and leaving it with a cliffhanger, they have to create their own closure and they will be heard. Changing locations, very critical. If you're creating a 60-second skit and you end up in 3 locations, it's gonna go viral. I don't know why, especially if you change them fast in 10 seconds and then you keep going back and forth, different perspectives, or use it as flashbacks, automatic. Small nuggets. So I ended up posting a video the other day where I was with a girl in the service well, and it was like when you try to break out the service well and come back, and at the end, you saw somebody pat him on my head.
Yeah.
And then that right there, people like those small things, like they love that type of stuff.
Because I died when I saw that. I said, did she just?
Yeah, like that dude.
Or it's like if you take an old fashioned and you shake it. You know,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
be talking about something like, so yeah, I was walking my dog this morning, and I gotta make it old fashioned, sorry about this. And I was walking my dog this morning, after that, he took a shot on the grass. And then after that, I left the shit on the ground, and it's like, right now, you just perplexed as a viewer. You're like, what just happened here? That's a penalty, that's that, I gotta say something. Straight up.
For sure.
They love to correct me.
Yes.
Like
Oh my god.
I had this one
They
video
love to
where I
tell you how
just
to do
called
everything.
all of like the anime characters like just random ass like
Right.
cartoons and they loved it. They were like, oh my god, you're so blah 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 whatever.
All right, like sure.
Whatever.
What they call rage baiting. It's really
Yes,
that's the word for it.
yes.
Rage baiting.
Yes.
Like every single time I've talked about espresso martini, I have pissed people off. Every single time. Every single time. Everybody has their own drink recipe for it. There's even what was another one I did? I even said the wrong proof on Maker's Mark one time. I think I said
Did the wrong proof?
like I said, yeah, I have Maker's Mark. I'm making old fashioned. It's an 80 proof spirit. Da 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 da. People was like, sir, that's a 90 proof. How do you not know that? You're a bartender. And then it was something like,
I didn't.
and I even said,
You didn't know.
I said I put a half an ounce of syrup in there. Everybody's like, that's too much. It should be a quarter ounce.
What?
It should be a quarter ounce. So it's like very small things like that. But then you start tapping into a very niche market though. It's like, say you're a doctor and he's like, yeah, you're gonna wrap up the arm right here. It's like, wait, that's not how you do it. That's not how you take blood. That's not how you take pulse. And then now you can start plugging in your CTA somewhere. Speaking of that, the skit to CTA. So like having a skit to really draw in that engagement, because you already know virality is a combination of retention time and views. No, it's a combination of retention and likes. So people are liking these, and I noticed it's been at a rate of 10 likes per 100 views. Then you're gonna start reaching that next tier that gets outside of your immediate social circle. So once you get 10 likes per 100 views and you also start getting over 50% watch time, you're guaranteed viral video. And so there's also a time limit, like once you get over a 13-second minimum, then it also increases it too. Because if you keep it too low, then they might not let that go to the next tier. But definitely ideal times, 15 seconds to 45 seconds, 10 likes per 100 views, over 50% watch time. How do you do that? Skits. I need to see the conclusion of it all. I had them that far and I hit them to CT action like, yo, make sure you come see us at the at SpeedRailz, or make sure you come see me at work today. Like these are all different strategies that can be, now you can start like, yo, I'm about to go here, film all this content so that way that I can have a busier month at work, make sure I'm posting them. Like even having your schedule as a pinned post on there, this is where I'm gonna be at. It's like now you gotta start using your Instagram profile as like a website. And so, and then of course, words on screen, you know, making sure that it could be different than what you're saying, or it could be something that explains what you're about to go into, so that way that they know that there is gonna be some dopamine rush at the end. But other than that, that is the content coaching class. Right now we're gonna go into skits, and then after that, we can talk about how we can repurpose the content you guys already have. Like you guys have competition matches of you. I was telling him, Ben, like he's starting his podcast. I'm like, bro, ESPN is a whole channel of people talking about the same game for a week. Like, like, bro, you can be over here pissed off right now. You're talking about how people shouldn't be making drinks like that, or use it as an educational opportunities. Like, yo, this is why they went about building the cocktail this way. Or you guys got pictures. Like, you see, I turn the pictures into memes. And like I told Zay and them, I'm like, yo, if you give me pictures, like I can do so much with pictures. Like I can remove the background, I can do all these different things. So it's like create flyers now, all these different things. And so, and you can be at work, same thing with your phone, take a picture. Somebody's doing something funny, it's like, bam, I'm gonna do something. Like take a picture of him, like, yo, bartender shows up late. First thing they do is hop on their phone. Now you got the community coming in, and then you can do a meme train where, I'll call it a meme train, was a carousel where like the last one is actual call to action once again, like, yo, come join us over here, we're doing this happening. Or come see me at work.
Yeah.
So, yep, I think that's everything I gotta go.